This video actually enables you to look at editing the existing weather data, because there will be a time when you might be required to run a specification design data set that doesn't actually align with the Energy Plus weather data. So you need to be able to edit the source weather database that you've downloaded. So first of all, we're in the building program, edit general into the further details. So it now loads the hourly weather data, and we can see here currently we're looking at September. These are all the data sets we have. So for example, typically if I was going to do a cooling load and I wanted to create a specification for August, I would be looking, in this case, the existing temperature is 26.5 degrees, 20 degrees. We might want to take a copy of that location at source in the database and edit those temperatures. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do it. One thing worth noting in mind, when you make the change to the database, you have to reload the data, because the program, when you look at the weather data, it loads it with the project. It doesn't look at the information, it loads it into the project. So any changes that you make, you have to reselect the location. So let's go and take a look. So we go into the weather file that's been downloaded. This forms the directory TMY. So that's the data set you would have located from the chooser in the other video in the MEP Works 2024 DB Weather EPW folder. So I'm picking the existing location that we are using on the project. The file that we need to edit is the DDY file. There are other files here, ignore those. Those are just the general weather data sets for other applications, for other bits of software. We download the lot, we're not going to sift them. The only files that we use in our software is the DDY and the EPW. We need to edit the DDY file. So by double clicking on the DDY file, you can edit it in Notepad. I've been into Notepad before, so it's going to load it up because it recognizes the format. So what I'm now going to do is go down and select an August location, one of my hotter locations, and decide on the data. So I'm going to go and pick the month. So here we can see the various months of the year. Go down the list and grab something that's representative: June, July, August. So what we need to do is we can either edit this or we could take a copy. Bearing in mind, if you edit data and you are using it on the project, it will update. So what I would do is take a copy of this section of data, Control C, leave one space, Control V. So here's our new data. Now this is the important thing. The third line where it says name, that is what you are seeing in the list in the program. So you need to edit this list. So I'm going to call this August. Specification. And I'm going to say that we're designing to 35 degrees dry bulb, and let's say 22 degrees wet bulb. I would then make the change here as well. And then where we've got our summer design data here, I need to put my 35 degrees there. There we can see clearly the wet bulb, so I'm putting my 22 degrees wet bulb in there. And also I need to put my lowest dry bulb temperature in as well. Let's say 10 degrees. So we're editing this third line where it says name. That's the label that you will see when you're in the program. We then file save. We exit. We come back out into the project. We then go back into Edit General, and this is the important part. We need to reload that data set. So when I go to the further details, I need to browse. I need to go back and reset and pick that location again, because as I said earlier, we're loading the data. Open that up. Select the file. And then when we view it, in the list, we will then see amongst this list of locations, we'll see our specification label. There you can see clearly specification, where we're then designing to 35 degrees and 22 degrees. You could apply the same for the heat loss. However, to do the heat losses, you might find it quicker just to hop back to the MEP Works just to do the heat loss calculations. Pick up the existing weather database that you've used in the past. Pick in this case your Bristol location. And then when you do the energy calculations, in the edit general plant, put in your -4, -5, -10 degrees. So either you can edit the EPW, or you can, for heat losses only, go into the general plant in the energy program and edit the temperature there. So if I move into energy, so you would do your heat loss calcs based on the SIBSI weather database for your -4 degrees where there's no solar radiation included. And then for the summer calculations, you could use the EPW. I personally would edit the EPW database. So if you now go to edit general plant, for the heating application only, you then adjust your temperature there to suit your heat losses. So you have a choice. Either you edit both sets of EPW data for heating and cooling, or manipulate the heat loss only calculations. We will at some point allow the user on the interface to make the change within the program, but at present on the 2024 version you do need to edit in Notepad as described in the video.